Welcome to MHStv. I'm Megan and this is your news for Friday, November 15th. There will be no school on November 19th, so teachers, administration, and other staff can go to Red for Ed Action Conference in Indianapolis. Teachers from around the state, including Mishawaka, are going to the State House in Indianapolis to invest in teacher compensation, reform standardized tests, and repeal externship requirements. To help support our teachers, use the hashtag #SpreadTheRed. The RoboDucks had their first competition of the year this past weekend. They came out on top with a first-place victory over the other schools there. They are making improvements and getting ready for their next robotics competition. This past week, our Spellable team had a competition and came in second, only losing to Penn. They only missed qualification for state by 3 points. Great job, guys. We are so proud of the hard work and excited to see what comes in the future. Quiz Bowl took place October 6th and we lost against Penn. The score was 420 to 130. Their next competition is November 20th against St. Joe here at Mishawaka. Let's head over and check out last week in sports.
Last Friday, the football team traveled back to Rice Field for the second time this season. The Cavemen won the first game and looked to win another sectional title against Elkhart Central.
Mishawaka High School.
Can I get a yeah? Yeah! Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah!
Mishawaka was looking to win back-to-back sectional titles right here against Elkhart Central. Mishawaka wasted no time driving right down the field, and it was Justin Fisher who punched it in for the Cavemen. The Blazer defense forced the Cavemen to punt, but the ball took a bounce off of a Blazer gunner, and Mishawaka's Davon Parker came up with the football to set up a rushing touchdown for quarterback Justin Fisher. Central needed a response and got one from running back Dominic Davis, but quarterback Fisher was too much to handle. Scoring 2 more touchdowns would put the Cavemen in control. Central was edging closer in the fourth quarter with Ball State commit Mark Brownlee scoring 2 touchdowns to put the Blazers down by 2. It came down to a 2-point conversion, but the Cavemen defense stepped up and came up huge. Mishawaka wasn't done yet, with Fisher yet again putting the game out of reach with this long touchdown run. The Cavemen are now sectional champions and are looking for another regional title this Friday against the Valparaiso Vikings. The theme is Eskimo. Come out and support the Cavemen.
The Mishawaka football team is again competing for a regional title at Steel Stadium. Come out tonight, dress warm, and cheer on the Cavemen. On November 19th, the girls basketball team is helping the MHS food drive by offering a special deal for the game. Bring 3 non-perishable items and you will get free admission to the game. Before we get back to the news, congratulations to Joe Walker on committing to wrestle at the University of Michigan. Make sure to come check out Joe and the rest of the wrestling team this winter season. Back to your news.
All juniors and seniors with a GPA of 3.5 or higher should have received an invitation to join the National Honor Society. There will be an informative meeting for those interested who have received the letter on the 18th. If you have any questions or believe you should have received this invitation, talk to Mr. Smith in room 234. The WNIT had a conference recently where educational leaders come together to talk about the future education and changes to come. Let's take a look at what some people had to say.
WNIT is a local television channel that focuses on the education of future generations and how to improve local schools.
I mean, education is the most important thing that we can do collectively as a community. Make sure that we raise the next generation up for leadership, and we have workforce that's ready, and that children do well in school. And there's so much innovation going on in our region. There are positive things happening in school systems, preschools. Some employers are getting in on this. And what if we were to come together and really do a show that features the positive things? And so we had a conversation, and we ended up thinking that, yeah, we'd make it across the entire lifespan. We'd focus on all parts of this. It's lifelong learning. And they were willing to put some energy and resources behind it to really create a show. And it's a very cool thing that's happened.
Education leaders, including Wayne Barker, our own Mishawaka superintendent, Todd Cummings, the superintendent of South Bend, and more great leaders, all come together at IUSB for a biannual meeting discussing what changes need to come to the education system.
So this is the Egg Counts Advisory Meeting, and we do these 2 times a year. And then what we do is we take educators and educational leaders out in the community, and we all gather together in one room, and they really talk about and throw ideas for me and my co-reporter Brent to get a hold of like what's going on in the community, what topics these teachers and educators really want to see. And then we go back to the studio and we're like, okay, well, these are the topics that we want to make sure that we don't miss when we're going about to pitching stories and coming up with story ideas for the show.
WNIT has a big impact on our community and the next generation of leaders. We are very excited to see the next step in this outstanding group of people.
That's your news for today. Have a great weekend, Caveman.